The Zanu-PF Central Committee meeting held recently was not just a routine gathering, it was a high-stakes political event. President Emmerson Mnangagwa used the platform to rally the party around the implementation of Vision 2030, anchored on the National Development Strategy 2, NDS2. The meeting emphasized economic growth, infrastructure development, and grassroots empowerment. However, beneath the official agenda lay simmering factional tensions. Vice President Constantino Chiwenga appeared visibly unhappy, signaling deeper discord within the ruling party. Reports suggest that the meeting was overshadowed by disputes over Tagwirei's controversial role and allegations of party capture through financial influence. Mnangagwa's call for unity and discipline contrasted sharply with the atmosphere of mistrust, as succession politics loomed large. This context sets the stage for understanding why Chiwenga's demeanor attracted attention and what it means for Zimbabwe's governance and development trajectory. Observers noted Chiwenga's stern expression and minimal engagement during the proceedings, fueling speculation about his dissatisfaction. Sources indicate that his frustration stems from unresolved factional battles and Mnangagwa's perceived attempts to consolidate power ahead of the 2025 Zanu-PF conference. Chiwenga has long been rumored to harbor presidential ambitions, and the push to extend Mnangagwa's term until 2030 directly threatens those aspirations. The recent attempt to co-opt Tagwirei, a wealthy businessman and Mnangagwa ally, into the Central Committee intensified these tensions. Chiwenga reportedly views Tagwirei's growing influence as a strategic move to sideline him and secure Mnangagwa's dominance. His visible unhappiness, therefore, was not about policy discussions, but about the underlying power dynamics. Tagwirei's name has become synonymous with controversy in Zimbabwean politics. Known for his vast wealth and close ties to Mnangagwa, Tagwirei was reportedly positioned for elevation into the Central Committee, sparking outrage among Chiwenga's camp. Allegations surfaced that Tagwirei had siphoned billions from Zanu-PF-linked investments to fund loyalty networks, effectively capturing party structures. Chiwenga confronted Mnangagwa over these claims, demanding Tagwirei's arrest alongside other business figures implicated in the scandal. This confrontation underscores the growing influence of money in Zimbabwean politics and the erosion of ideological purity within Zanu-PF. While Mnangagwa's faction defends Tagwirei as a resource mobilizer, critics argue that his involvement compromises transparency and deepens corruption. Despite the factional drama, the official agenda focused on accelerating Zimbabwe's socio-economic transformation under Vision 2030. Mnangagwa highlighted progress in agriculture, citing record-breaking wheat harvests and breakthroughs in seed development. Infrastructure projects such as the Gwayi Shangani and Kunzvi dams were presented as evidence of commitment to long-term growth. The president projected a 6.6% economic growth rate for 2025, attributing this to fiscal discipline and an improved investment climate under the "Zimbabwe is open for business" mantra. These initiatives aim to enhance food security, attract foreign investment, and modernize transport networks. However, critics question whether these plans can succeed amid rampant corruption and political instability. Mnangagwa stressed the importance of grassroots structures in driving national transformation. He called for tighter collaboration between Zanu-PF and local authorities to improve service delivery and uplift communities. The Central Committee was urged to maintain discipline, adhere to party procedures, and ensure the accuracy of the digital membership database. These measures aim to strengthen internal democracy and restore credibility to the party's electoral processes. However, the emphasis on discipline also serves as a veiled warning to dissenting voices, including Chiwenga's faction. Analysts argue that Mnangagwa's insistence on unity masks an attempt to suppress factional challenges and consolidate his grip on power. While grassroots empowerment is laudable, its success depends on genuine inclusivity and transparency, qualities that appear compromised by the current climate of mistrust and elite-driven politics. The meeting highlighted the enduring shadow of succession politics within Zanu-PF. Mnangagwa's allies are reportedly pushing for constitutional amendments to extend his presidency to 2030, a move seen as a direct affront to Chiwenga's ambitions. The attempt to elevate Tagwirei into the Central Committee was interpreted as part of this strategy, positioning him as a potential kingmaker or even a future leader. Chiwenga's resistance reflects his determination to prevent Mnangagwa from monopolizing power and marginalizing military-backed factions. These internal battles are not merely personal, they have profound implications for governance stability. If unresolved, they could trigger a cycle of purges, defections, and even military intervention, scenarios that Zimbabweans fear could derail economic recovery and plunge the nation into deeper uncertainty. Factionalism within Zanu-PF poses a serious threat to effective governance. While Mnangagwa projects an image of progress and reform, internal discord undermines policy coherence and institutional stability. Development plans require unity of purpose, yet the party is consumed by power struggles that divert attention from national priorities. Corruption scandals involving top officials erode public trust, while the politicization of resource allocation perpetuates inequality. If these issues persist, Zimbabwe risks stagnation despite promising economic indicators. The Central Committee meeting, rather than inspiring confidence, exposed the fragility of the ruling party's internal structures. For ordinary citizens, this translates into delayed reforms, inconsistent service delivery, and a governance model driven by elite interests rather than public welfare. The question of whether Zimbabweans can realistically hope for development hinges on two factors: policy implementation and political stability. On paper, Vision 2030 and NDS-2 offer a roadmap for economic transformation, emphasizing agriculture, infrastructure, and industrialization. However, these plans require a corruption-free environment and strong institutions, conditions currently undermined by factionalism and patronage politics. While Mnangagwa touts progress in investment and macroeconomic growth, the benefits remain unevenly distributed, with rural communities still grappling with poverty and poor services. Unless Zanu-PF resolves its internal conflicts and prioritizes governance over power retention, development will remain aspirational rather than tangible. For now, hope exists, but it is fragile and contingent on political will, a commodity that appears scarce amid the current leadership tussles. Public reaction to the Central Committee meeting has been mixed. While party loyalists applaud Mnangagwa's developmental rhetoric, critics view it as political theater designed to mask deeper rot. Social media buzzed with commentary on Chiwenga's demeanor, interpreting it as evidence of a brewing leadership crisis. Allegations of Tagwirei's financial manipulation further fuel perceptions of a party captured by oligarchic interests. This erodes Zanu-PF's legitimacy and raises questions about its capacity to deliver on promises. For many Zimbabweans, the meeting reinforced cynicism about elite-driven politics, where personal rivalries overshadow national priorities. Restoring public confidence will require more than speeches. It demands tangible reforms, accountability, and a demonstrable commitment to inclusive development, elements conspicuously absent from the current political landscape. The Zanu-PF Central Committee meeting was a microcosm of Zimbabwe's political reality, lofty developmental ambitions entangled in factional intrigue. Mnangagwa's Vision 2030 agenda offers a blueprint for progress, but its success depends on political stability and institutional integrity. Chiwenga's visible discontent signals unresolved succession battles that could destabilize both party and state. The Tagwirei saga epitomizes the corrosive influence of money in politics, undermining governance and public trust. For Zimbabweans yearning for development, the path forward is uncertain. Hope persists, but it is tempered by the recognition that without genuine reform and unity, economic growth projections and infrastructure projects will remain hollow promises. The challenge for Zanu-PF and Zimbabwe is to transcend factionalism and prioritize the collective good over personal ambition. Whether this will happen remains the defining question of the nation's future. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.